today and support and offer us support for Florence and Mary and the mother. Thank you very much. We'll get that donations to them tomorrow morning. So thank you very much for your support and encouragement. I just want to do a quick video on big tech. I've been watching and studying concerning big tech, Facebook, Twitter, and all the rest, and looked at many different managers and people that work in big tech, looking at their profiles, looking at things they've said. And it's really interesting that Facebook, Twitter, and all these big tech companies, they have done so much research over the years that big tech track everything that you say, everything that you do. They know everything about your life. I mean, you know this. I'm sure you know this, but they track every movement on your phone. They track everything, and they've created Facebook. They've created Twitter and all these other social media outlets to use your psychology against you. So when you get this addiction to look at your phone and things pop up. There's been a lot of research that they've done over the years as to psychology. They put out a lot of trials on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, etc. To see how you will react. And they really know how to manipulate you. They can put things on where there's pictures within pictures that go into your psyche to change your behavior. This is not just some kind of sci-fi crazy stuff. This is what Facebook, Twitter, and people have said. People who are high up as managers in Facebook, managers in Twitter. So the reason why I'm saying this is for a couple of things. There's even people who were like at the top of Facebook, who invented algorithms to manipulate people on Facebook, that they said even they who invented it were manipulated by their own inventions on Facebook. That's how powerful these algorithms work, how they can get into your psyche, find out how you're operating and thinking, and then they get videos to pop up that you like. And you get that habit, you say, oh, I'm not going to use my phone today, and then you go to your phone. Well, that's because they've manipulated you psychologically. So just be aware that everything that you do on your phone, everything you do as you connect to Facebook, Twitter, and any other social media outlets, they're tracking everything that you're looking at, everything that you're doing. They know absolutely everything about you. And as they're tracking you, they're also manipulating you. Have you noticed, like, when you're on Facebook, you look at something and then the next day, something that you like pops up, because the algorithms have clocked this is what you like. And then they predict your behavior. They know exactly what you're going to do days and weeks before you even do it. And so they sell that data to other companies who then advertise, because they know that in a week's time you're going to be looking at certain types of videos or certain types of tweets or whatever like that. So so really my message is two things. Remember that they're using your psychology against you. Everything that you are as a person, they know who you are. They know what you're about. They know what you're thinking. They know how you're thinking. They've been tracking your movements on your phone, on your computer, as you go on social media, and they know everything about you. And their primary goal is for you to be like a zombie, continually pressing likes and dislikes on Facebook, and coming on YouTube, coming on Facebook, coming on Twitter. And they purposely produced the algorithms to make you addicted. And so they know your psychology, and they use your psychology against you. That's number one. So remember, there's a kind of psychological warfare going on where you're being manipulated every day, every hour. You think you're in control of your time. But let me ask you something. Can you put your phone down and not look at your phone for a day or a week? The answer is no. Why? Because they have got into your psyche. They have got into your mind. And they've been able to manipulate you. That's why you can't put your phone down. That's why you can't rest from it. You've always got to be looking at it, because they've manipulated you. They've manipulated your mind. So there are two things that you need to do. Number one, you need to take control of your life. And to really take control of your life, you need to say that there are some days where I'm not going to be looking at my phone, some days where I'm going to have a break from big tech. And to do that so that you take control back from the manipulation and the control that they're taking over your mind. And secondly, you need to be aware that they're changing your behavior, they're changing the way you think. You might not think so. You might think you're in control, that you're looking at the videos, you're looking at tweets, you're looking at Facebook, you're looking at this. But slowly, surely, they are slowly manipulating you and slowly changing your perception. So you have to be aware that this is going on continually, and they do it very often subliminally. All right, they get into your psyche subliminally. So be aware that you're being manipulated 24/7. That's the second point. There's 3 points actually. So the second point is take control of your mind. Read books. Find out information from lots of different sources. So don't be manipulated by the algorithms that are on the internet, that they're tracking your behavior. And thirdly, be careful what you say on the internet. Be careful what you say on the internet. If you are a religious or political activist, they're tracking you. They know everything you're doing. They know everything you're saying. So they know what you're about to do. So if you're a political activist and you've been getting angry at certain things of the government, COVID-19 and all that, and you're getting angry, they're tracking that. They know that you're getting angry. So they know what the next step you're going to take. So you've got to be very, very careful. The videos that you're watching on YouTube, the videos that you're watching on Facebook, they know what you're thinking. So you've got to be very, very, very careful with them. Sometimes if you're going to do political activism or religious activism, sometimes it's best not to leave a internet footprint, because that internet footprint is being tracked by the algorithms, and they know what you are doing and what you're going to do. And they sell that data or give that data to various agencies. They'll give it to the FBI, they give it to the MI5, they give it to all these security agencies. They also give it to big companies that are using it, who pay for it. So they're tracking all this data and all this information of your internet print. They know how long you stay on a video. They know where you're watching the video from, what device you're watching. They know everything. So be aware, please be aware that we're in a time of warfare where we're being manipulated by big tech, where they want to use us more like, how can I say, data food. So they're trafficking data food. You know, your life is not worth anything, only data to them. They don't care what happens to your life. All they want is your data. So they're tracking everything on WhatsApp. They're tracking your movements on Parler, your movements on Facebook, your movements on Twitter, every area, YouTube, BitTube, whatever. They're tracking everything, and they're collecting all this data. And then they sell it to some big companies, but also they use this data in a very sinister way, giving it to FBI, giving it to China intelligence services or whatever, for manipulating the people in the direction that they want to go. These are, you can tell how powerful they are when some of the major managers of Facebook or the major managers of Twitter, who have retired from Twitter, retired from Facebook, and they've invented algorithms to keep you on, that even they know about these inventions because they invented it. They can't even get away from their addiction on their phone. So if the people who invented these algorithms to make you addicted, to track your movements and to keep you doing things that they want you to do, if the people who invented these algorithms, they are addicted to the Facebook or addicted to Twitter. And they worked for Twitter once, and they invented these manipulative algorithms, and even they can't break the habit. It shows how powerful these tools are. They are tools of manipulation. Your phone is not your tool to do what you want. It's a tool that they're using to manipulate you, to use your psychology against you. They know who you are, what you are. They know what move you're going to make each day. So they purposely send videos to you, purposely send tweets to you, purposely send likes or dislikes to you, so that you will then click and look at it and keep looking, and then they sell that data to other companies, who then will send advertisements to you when you're on Facebook or whatever. And then the more sinister is that this information is also being gathered by security forces who know everything that you're doing. Literally know everything you're doing, everything that you're thinking. You have no privacy. There is no privacy. So you've got to be extremely careful what you're doing on the internet, especially if you're a political activist or a religious person who wants to go about your freedom of religion and worship God, or your political freedom, free speech. You have to be very careful not to leave an internet footprint, because you're being tracked. So there are times when governments will come and knocking on your door and arrest you because you're worshipping in a house. But if you're on the internet all the time, they'll know where you're worshipping. They will know what time you're worshipping. They will know, etc. If you're a political activist and you believe your government is tyrannical and has taken your freedoms away, and you want to have a revolution, they'll know exactly what you're doing, and they will take you out before you even do anything. So you've got to be very, very careful. Don't leave an internet imprint, or leave a false internet imprint. In other words, let them track things that you're not even interested in, so that you're fooling them or something. But just remember that if you're truly on the internet and truly looking at things because you honestly want to look at things, they know everything about you. Everything, literally everything. You won't believe how much they know. They know when you go to bed. They know when you wake up. They know when you're depressed. They know when you're happy. They know what makes you angry. They know what makes you sad. They know who you're connected to, etc. They know everything. Everything is tracked by these algorithms. So be very, very, very careful, especially if you're a political activist in any country, or a religious activist where you're trying to preach the gospel, you're trying to evangelize. Your government knows what you're doing, where you are, and if that government is a bad government with bad intentions, they can come and get you at any time, because they know everything about you. You've left an internet footprint, and that internet footprint, they have every bit of data on you. And not only that, they use it against you to manipulate you. So they use your own character, your own personality against you. So right now, over the weeks and months and years that you've been on the internet, they knew who you were, they know what you're thinking, and every little video that was sent to you, every little like that was sent to you, is all manipulation. So in one sense, you think you're free, but you're not free. You become a slave to big tech. You're just like a zombie piece of data, and they profit in data. You have the slave trade, yeah? They sold slavery. You have the food market where you sell pigs or you sell fish, yeah? Well, there's a new market, and it's a data market, and that's all you are. You're just data to them. You're not a human being. You're kind of like a piece of zombie meat where they can just manipulate you. You're like a zombie doing everything they want to do, and then they just suck in all this data. They get all this data, and then they manipulate and use you. So my advice is, some days have a phone fast or an internet fast. My advice is, be careful what you put on the internet in terms of your data footprint. Be very, very careful. If you're preaching the gospel, planting a church in a country, be very, very careful what you put on the internet, because they're tracking you, and at some point they will arrest you for all sorts of trumped-up charges in the future. We're already seeing that already. I'm not going to go into details why they would arrest you, but a certain kind of pandemic is just one example, say no more. They'll track you where you are, they'll come for you, they'll know exactly what time you're in house, what time you're doing this, what time, who you meet, whatever, right? So be careful, don't leave an internet, especially if you're a political activist or a religious activist, be very, very careful of your internet footprint. And thirdly, remember that you're being manipulated. Every day they're manipulating you and slowly trying to move you into a certain direction, a certain way of thinking, and they're slowly moving you in that direction, little by little. If they can just do it a little bit, they're happy, because then they can sell that data to big tech other companies and make a lot of money out of it. And so they're doing social engineering. So your phone, so let me give an example. You know, a hammer is a tool. You've got a hammer and you've got a tool, yeah? And that tool is neither good nor bad. It's just something that you can use that tool for. You can hammer a nail and whatever, yeah? The internet is not a tool. The internet and your phone is a manipulation device. It is no longer a tool. It's a manipulation device. That's how you've got to see your phone. That's how you've got to see the internet. There is just manipulation. It's not a neutral tool. Your phone is not a neutral tool. It's alive with censorship. It's alive with tracking you, sucking your data, manipulating you. Your phone is alive. Your computer is alive. It's not some kind of tool that you can just use like an hammer. No, it's alive with sinister big tech companies using it to suck data and manipulate you. It's not an independent tool. It's been taken over by these sinister big tech companies that are continually developing manipulative ways to manipulate you and to track you and to take your data. If you do research on this, I'm sure some of you have and some of you know about this, but the more I've looked at, like, I think 30 to 40 big tech people, their profiles, managers, directors, people with PhD recently, about maybe 40 or 50 big tech people who have retired from big tech or left big tech because there was controversy, because they tried to warn big tech and warn people about these things. So maybe 40 or more people, I think more. And if you look at them and you listen to them and you read what they're saying, you look at what they're saying, you will be literally shocked at what is happening, how they are monitoring you. You'll be shocked. You'll be absolutely shocked. So this video is just saying, be very, very aware that you're being tracked. You might not think it, but every minute of your day, you are being tracked. They know who you phone, they know what you're thinking, they're everything. Literally, the algorithms, they have boards where you'll be on that board and they will notice that it's about 5 o'clock in the afternoon, or he gets a bit down at this time, we'll send him a happy video or something. So that's how it works. That's how it works. So you think you're just like sat somewhere on a bench on a park at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, you feel a little bit down or something, maybe it looks a bit rainy. They know what you're thinking, what you're going through. They'll send a video and they'll send a message to a company saying, look, excuse me, such and such a person is depressed at that day at 5 o'clock, it's raining, he's getting down, and when he gets down, he starts looking at certain pictures, certain films, certain whatever. We're going to send an advertisement. Here's it's going to cost blah blah blah. Are you willing to pay? Yeah, right. Send you the video. That's how powerful these people are working on, and they're not working this on just on one person. They're tracking billions of people. So this video is just saying, be very, 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 very cautious, very aware, and you've got to outsmart the. If you're a political activist or a religious activist, a preacher, a pastor, or an evangelist, you've got to be 10 steps ahead of these people, because they're 5 steps ahead of you. They know you, and they know what you're thinking. They know what you're going to do next week, week after. They've got an idea because they've seen the patterns that you've seen of watching your videos. So you have to be 10 steps ahead of them. If you're not 10 steps ahead of them, they're going to take you down. They're going to take your political activism down. They're going to take your political movement down. They're going to take your religious activism down. Your religious work that you're doing, whatever that is, preaching the gospel, planting churches, doing mission work, they're going to take you down. So be very, very, very careful. This is serious warfare, folks. Serious, serious stuff is happening on the internet, and we're not aware as much as we should be of how dangerous this stuff is. And then if you plug into the problem with AI, which is another problem. I don't know a lot about AI. I do know quite a bit about big tech and the way they're tracking us at the moment. I've just done a bit of research on that. But with AI, that's a whole new problem in itself. Artificial intelligence. But you need to research these things. You need to think these things through. You need to be very, very, very careful. All right? God bless you. Take care. Thank you for supporting Florence and Mary. For those who have supported her, thank you. Supported them. Thank you very much. We will be sending them their mother and them support tomorrow morning. So thank you very much. God bless you. Love to everybody. God bless you. Don't forget, they are using your psychology against you. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, WhatsApp, all of them. They're using you against you. It's time you wake up, folks. God bless you. Take care.